The proof is there. They don't, because they don't want, the two things they don't want to happen. They don't want the equity markets to crash, and they don't want gold prices to skyrocket to where they should go.
Let me ask you this, okay? You mentioned gold manipulation, obviously making headlines this summer. It's not the first time we've seen this story, right? Now, here's the riddle for you, okay, Gerald? If the spoofers have been caught, right? Whoever was rigging the gold market at JP Morgan's headed to jail. They've been fined. We have inflation over 9%. Why isn't gold much higher?
Again, it's rigged. The proof is there. They don't, because they don't want, the two things they don't want to happen. They don't want the equity markets to crash, and they don't want gold prices to skyrocket to where they should go, because then the little people will know how bad it is. They don't know how bad it is until the markets crash. Gold prices should have been skyrocketing for the last 3 years.
Why would they care? Why would they want to shield that reality from the little people of knowing how bad it is? They've done it in the past, in the 90s.
Well, again, not like now, because the crisis that we're facing now is unprecedented. Unprecedented. The countless trillions of dollars that they've pumped into the economies around the world. Around the world. You're going to see, it's the new world disorder. You're looking at the emerging markets. Why is the dollar strong? The dollar's strong because all the other ones are so weak. Again, listen to the crap that's spewed out of the mouths of the central bankers. And now the European Union aggressively raised interest rates from minus 0.50 basis points to 0 interest rates. What, are you kidding me? What do they got? An 8.6% inflation rate? And the IMF I mentioned before? If you borrow money from the IMF, they tell you to raise your interest rates 1% above inflation, which means that our interest rates should be, 10.1%? Europe should be 9.6%. Look at the data coming out of Germany. The biggest, richest country, down, everything down, everything down. And by the way, people complain, through communism. Yeah, it is dictatorial. As you know, there was a guy by the name of Mussolini. Listen to his quote. What's fascism? The merger of state and corporate powers. Got it? We're going to buy corporate bonds, junk bonds. You're just a piece of garbage. You could go to, we don't care what happens to you. Hey, you're too big to fail. It's fascism by the definition of Mussolini. Not mine, his. They're in total control. They're in total control. A story just came out this last Monday in the Wall Street Journal about a gambling deal done in North Carolina, South Carolina, and how everybody's involved, in the politicians, daughters, sons, husbands, whatever, behind the scenes of making money on the deal. Again, it's a crime syndicate that people call a government.
Gerald, I feel your pain. I feel your pain, and I hope, I'd like to see you smile again soon.
Well, I've been forecasting trends now 42 years. I'm selling books, magazines since 1991. My business is to look ahead, and I see the future, and it's hell on earth. We're not talking, World War II is an ancient history. I own 3 of the most historic buildings in America because I bought them when I came back from Berlin. And I said, how could they? Berlin was grander than Paris before it was bombed out. Why didn't the people stop it? Isn't Dresden a lovely place? And now they're ramping up this war. World War III has begun. It's not a proxy war. We're at war. America's sending, and NATO's sending these billions and billions of dollars of weapons to keep bloodying the killing field, not a peep about peace. And so what I'm saying is they're going to say World War III began when there's going to be a nuclear something or a false flag event. Just like the crap they teach us when we're kids. World War I began when they assassinated the Archduke Ferdinand in Sarajevo. What's an Archduke? What's a Sarajevo? You mean nothing was going on before that? Oh, no, no, no. Oh, and World War II began when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. All right? So it's begun. You hear the hatred being spewed out every day. When I was a kid, they had us hiding under a desk in case an atom bomb went off, dropped by the Russians. It's the military-industrial complex that Eisenhower warned us about.
Well, just on that note, I read a report from the Washington Post saying that the nuclear threat is higher now than in the Cold War. This is from British officials warning about this. That basically a breakdown in dialogue among rival powers is raising the risk of nuclear war with fewer safeguards now than during the Cold War, to your point, Gerald.
And to illustrate the idiocy, you mentioned Pelosi might go to Taiwan. They're doing air raid drills in Taiwan with people kneeling down and putting their hands over their head. You can see the pictures. And 3 weeks ago, they ran a duck and cover drill in New York City where this woman comes out and said, okay, a nuclear explosion has happened. Now, don't get excited. I'm going to tell you what to do. Here are the 3 steps. I'm not making this up. We've been trying to get, we've been going after the emergency management group over there that put this together. We put in the complaints. They refuse to tell us how much this commercial cost. They refuse to tell us we want the scientific data of the 3 steps. They won't give us anything. They're making this crap up, but they're scaring the hell out of people.
Your friend Greg Manarino was on last week and told us about that. I guess to wrap, if you don't mind me sharing a personal story, Gerald, not to embarrass you, because we always just see you as, Gerald, the trends forecaster, the investor, but you are also Gerald with a heart. And I just want to thank you because maybe folks had seen my coverage back in Zurich in, June. I was awfully sick in Zurich. A lot of the audience noticed, you noticed, and you kept calling, making sure I was doing okay. And you put me in touch with one of your famous doctor friends who got me back on track. So I just want to thank you because you're very caring and very compassionate. And I like to share the other side of the person that people maybe don't see in the interview. So thank you, friend. Thank you, Gerald.
Oh, no, thank you. I appreciate so much what you do. No, I love having a good time, I want to boogie before the lights go out, I like to have fun. And they've sucked the joy out of life. This town where I am is dead. It's dead at night. It was the liveliest place. People from New York City flooded up here, one place after another, going out of business. The business is dead. And now with inflation hitting, I got to fill up my car. $88? I mean, I could afford it, but how about these people that can't?
Yeah.
No, what they've done to this country, this is terrible. And if we don't have a new movement, we're going to go down hard and fast.
Well, you mentioned the gas prices, and I was having this exact conversation with my husband, $88, $100 to fill up whatever car. How are people going to be able to go to their jobs? Doesn't make sense. It costs more to go to work, Gerald.
I know. And that's why you're going to see the office occupancy rate continue to go down. This is going to be the biggest real estate crisis ever documented in modern history. And again, it's the new world. Part of it makes a lot of sense. I mean, here we are, we're Zoomed together. I'm not in, back in the day, I'd go down,
You came to Wall Street.
Right. So it's a different world now. So the implications of this are going to be far reaching. But again, when all else fails, they take you to war.